Okay, so another day on the 2006 Triumph Scrambler. So our goals today will be to, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the battery. Then I'm going to go ahead and pull the tank, the two side covers, and then I will start getting ready to remove the carburetors. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. So bear with me 1 second while I get down there and get these things out of there. Alright, so quick update. I pulled this battery out and I went ahead and put it on my charger. That way it will be charged. Now this bike has been on a trickle charger battery tender and the battery is charged, but I'm going to make sure that it stays topped off. So next thing I'm going to do is pull off the side cover and start getting the gas tank ready to remove. Alright, so luckily I already have had this screw out. So luckily the side cover is pretty easy to take off. It's one screw on the left hand side. It just lifts straight up. Put that over there for a second. There's normally a cover with a snorkel here, but as you can see this one is gone and it does clear the frame. So alright, these do have to come off and they are literally just sitting here like that. And we have a data port and let's see here. There we go. Okay, so that should clear the frame. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull the fuel line. So what I have here is a really long pair of pliers, and we're just going to push that back, and then we're going to grab here and give it a few wiggles. Alright, there is a little gas in there, not much. Okay, so oddly that one clamp is on the bottom and the other is at the top, and this one is an Allen. Weird. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see if there's any gas left in this carburetor. Did I get any fuel in here whatsoever? Hey, I did get something in there. Not much. So if I turn this valve on, oops, guess if I turn the valve on and the hose is off, I'll just make a mess like I just did. So there was some fuel up in there, so that's a good thing. So some fuel did finally get past the plug. I'm still going to pull them off and clean them. I just don't want to mess around with putting it together, taking it apart, putting it together. So that will be that. So I guess we can go ahead and loosen one clamp. Clamp is loose. Now, is this the same size as the bleeder? What do you know it is? So for me, luckily, the tank bleeder is the same size as this rear clamp, and that rear clamp happens to be a 3 mil. So and somebody put I guess that Allen's supposed to be, it's already got a hole for it, but it's not where it's supposed to be completely because it's curved. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is hop to the other side, so 1 second while I reposition. Okay, so on the right hand side, the cover just literally lifts straight up, and we're missing a rubber boot, but that is pretty much it. So then what has to come out on this side is that Allen head here, and this one here pulls this bracket, and then you can move this air box once you pull these 4 screws out, and that will allow us to get to the carbs. The other thing I do have to do is find my security Torx so that I can remove this thing. I don't know. Actually, I don't even think I need to do that, because right there is the plug. Alright, so I won't be doing that. I'll just be unplugging it instead. It'll be a lot easier. Especially since the bottom one seems to be hidden by the pipe. Alright, so give me a second while I get sent down there and I can start unscrewing some things. Alright, so the Allen tool that was on the other side of the bike actually fits these two screws. So let's get these out. That's one. That's two. Alright, so now that bracket's out of the way, one more thing we need to do is reach up under the edge of the tank right here. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a hose right here, and we are going to grab onto it. You see it in there, and there it is. Okay, that's our vacuum line for the tank, and the tank is ready to come off. Alright, let me move that out of the way. I'll be right back. Alright, so just like that, the tank is off. I have a drain line here so I can drain the tank. There's only about a gallon, half a gallon or so that I put in there with fresh gas and some varnish cleaner, so that's going to go into that tank. And then you can see we have a lot more room to work with the carbs. Now, I know somebody's been in here at least once because those carb clamps are both facing straight up and this side is not. So, next thing will be to loosen all of those plugs and find an 8mm. So I think I'll go find an 8mm real quick. Going to leave all those in the bottom, and since I'm doing that, these are the two tank bolts. I'll go ahead and put those down there as well. Alright, next thing we're going to do, take a look at these carb screws. Alright, so on this one, like I said, somebody's been in here. Okay, so next thing we need to do is pull this vacuum line right here, which is the vent, and then we just need to loosen these two screws up so we can undo the cables. So that looks to be an 8, so I'm going to get an 8 wrench and be right back. Okay, so just have to pinch that little clip right there, pull that off. I pulled this vacuum line off, which is right there, and now I was wrong. I thought that was an 8, it is a 10, so we're going to go ahead and get these off. Okay, so the hooked one see this. I don't know if you can see with my big ass hand in the way. I'm trying to get that little thing out of there. Like that. Okay, so that's our front one. And can't really see the back one. So let's see what we have here. I don't know why that doesn't come out of there. Okay, well, let me see about moving this gearbox. Oh, it moves. Okay, so give me a second. I'll be right back. Alright, so a little bit of fussing and a little bit of thing. Once you get these clamps off, you can actually push the carburetors back far enough to actually wiggle them through all this without having to pull these boots. I've seen a couple of videos where they say pull the boots. But your airbox does move back just far enough for you to get some clearance. With the tank and everything off, it's easy to get to the two cables. So yeah, shouldn't be that bad. So next thing we're going to do is take all of that into the house, and we're going to see how much fuel and crap is in there. So I'm going to find a bucket so I can do some rebuilding. Alright, we'll reset in the house.